Hi, welcome to the Duopoly Report. This is Steve Cavieres. So, something happened very interesting yesterday that really points out a lot of what I talk about how the institution of the state Senate is in serious trouble. And you can listen to me talk and talk and talk all about it. You can hear other people talk about it. It's chittered about in the hallways. But, thankfully, sometimes a senator will just come out and say it. And we have an example of that last night in the Senate Corporations and Transportation Committee. They were hearing a bill from Senator Jacob Candelaria, and it was dealing with PNM. And PNM, the Public Service Company in New Mexico, the largest utility in the state, about shutting down their coal-fired plant, transferring to renewables, a plan about that, but also asking the state for a whole bunch of money to help with the shutdown of that plant, among other things. So, but this story is not really about the bill itself and whether it passed or not. It did. But it's about a tale of two senators. And in this case, the tale of the two senators is Senator William Scherer from Farmington area in San Juan County. It has Farmington, Aztec, Bloomfield, a large chunk of the Navajo Nation in New Mexico, Shiprock, etc. And this is where a very large coal-fired plant that generates electricity for PNM resides. And Senator Scherer is not a big fan of this bill. He does not want that coal plant to shut down at all. And there's economic reasons for that in San Juan County. It's going to impact them negatively. A lot of business is generated around that. So, I can see the senator having a problem with this bill just from a local interest standpoint. I think it's bigger than the typical Republican, not into renewables, more into fossil fuels. I think this is more just about local economics. So I can understand, some of the reservations that he would have. But like I said, this is a story of two senators. This is a story of Senator Bill Scherer and Senator Pat Woods. Pat Woods is from the other corner of the state, the northeast corner of the state, Union and Quay County, a bit of Curry County going into Clovis. You have the towns of Tucumcari and Clayton, and a lot of rangeland on the East Plains there, where I believe Senator Woods owns property. I think a ranch, may even own wind farming, as we're about to find out. This is a tale of truth-telling, inadvertent truth-telling that happens this evening. Now remember, this hearing has gone on. I'm going to show you a video, and it starts at about 7:13 p.m. On Tuesday. And these legislators have been up and at it since 7 a.m. So this is 12 hours in, exhaustive committee meetings, exhaustive floor sessions, more committee meetings. Senator Scherer himself has spent over an hour lambasting this bill page by page by page, and just it couldn't be more against this. I mean, you can feel this urgency, this desperation about not seeing this bill advance. And then we get to the final vote on the bill, and this is what happens. Now I'm gonna bring up a video and run it. It's not very long, but I'll talk about it in between. The video itself is only a little bit over a minute long, but let's get into it right now.
I think we've beat this horse to death already, and I think it's time to move on and see where everything falls. So let's. What is the pleasure of the committee?
Okay, now there's Senator Pat Woods raising his hand over on the far left-hand side, and he's going to get the attention of the chairman.
Senator Woods.
At this point in time, I'm going to recluse myself from this vote unless the committee so chooses to direct me otherwise.
Mr. Chairman, I would.
Okay, so Senator Pat Woods is saying, I need to recuse myself. He's got a conflict of interest, and and so he's not going to take part in the voting on this bill. Which, as I've said before, that is the ethical approach. That's what the rules call for. I really commend Senator Woods for doing this in this proceeding. And then Senator Scherer speaks up right after that.
I would oppose that. Mr. Chairman, you know that you have voted on banking issues. We know that Senator Padilla has voted on telecom issues. We know that Senator Papin has voted on a variety of business issues, including automobile dealers. We know that Senator Shindo votes on all of the Indian affairs issues. We know that there are people.
Now, okay, up to that point, he was doing okay, pointing out that certain people who are tied to certain industries are voting on those industries' bills, and or even, I have a feeling in the case of some of the people he's mentioned already, he may have had a direct link to certain things. Then he goes to Benny Shendo, who's a Native American, and says he's voted on Native issues and Indian affairs issues. And it's like, well, that's a little different because some of it's very, very broad. And so now you're like saying that if you're Native American, you can't vote on anything that's Native American. I would find that's, now he's getting obtuse. He's grasping at straws. But this is the desperation of Senator Scherer. In the meantime, he's starting to throw other senators under the bus. He's starting to expose potential conflicts of interest of other senators. Let me continue.
People through this building that are in the oil and gas business and vote on those issues. We know that teachers in this body vote on education issues.
Okay, now that one's interesting because, yeah, there's the teacher issues, and I don't know, we could have a long debate about if you're voting on a bill that specifically gives teachers a pay raise and you're a teacher, should you recuse yourself? Maybe, maybe not. Sometimes they're wrapped in giant bills full of stuff, education package bills. How do you separate yourself? So, it's an interesting question to bring up. But anyway, he continues.
I would ask Senator Woods if he would
Mr. Chairman,
yield.
this is incredibly out of.
So there you are. Senator Scherer is begging Senator Woods, who's just taking a personal ethics stand because of his own integrity. And Senator Scherer is begging him to do the unethical thing. That's incredible. And possibly, to me, almost a case for an ethics complaint against Senator Scherer for encouraging another senator to be unethical. And, this isn't happening in a back room somewhere. This is happening live on committee with people watching, including me.
Order. The Senate has indicated their preference. It is not debatable for the body. It is not a debatable motion. It is.
And this committee is not going to decide whether Senator Woods decides to recuse himself. That's not our call. That's his call. That's something he has to make that decision in his heart. This is a citizen legislature, and that's up to him whether he wants to recuse himself or not.
Chairman, on that point, respectfully, Senator Scherer, I build call centers. I don't work in the telecommunications industry, and I take personal.
Well, we're going off. Let's go on to the vote. Roll call.
Point was we all called.
So there's Senator Padilla going, "Hey man, you're painting me with too broad of a brush," which Senator Scherer may have been doing in this case, like I said, in his desperation. But wow, I mean, this is the level that we're at with the state Senate. That Senator Scherer has just exposed the fact that the state Senate is filled with conflict of interest. It goes on every single day in the legislature. Votes are taken all the time, and senators are taking conflicted votes on many bills that come before the legislature. That's an amazing revelation. For any of you who've been round the roundhouse, maybe it isn't a revelation, but the revelation is someone speaking out loud, especially a sitting member, an elected official, outing the state Senate, outing possibly even himself. The one person who's standing here in good standing is Senator Pat Woods. So I just want to close by saying that you know, ethics is not a Democrat or Republican or independent or third party thing. Ethics starts from inside, from right inside here, and goes outward from there. Anyone can have integrity. Anyone can have ethics. This gentleman here, Senator Pat Woods, is definitely displaying ethics in action while being an elected official. This gentleman, on the other hand, is not. And, you know, this is the same gentleman that when it comes to right to choose issues, stands up vociferously against, uses his Catholic faith as a reason and a rationale, and tries to say, you know, that it's a morality issue and how important that is, and how morality is so important. And now he's here on camera begging another senator, state senator, to be unethical, to violate his own integrity for the sake of a vote on a bill. It's a damn shame. I hope this gets more light. We need to stop this kind of stuff. But here you go, Senator Scherer. Thank you, Senator Scherer, for letting us know how the state Senate really runs. Hey, thank you for watching the Duopoly Report. If you liked the video you saw, please make sure to click the like button. Also, hit the subscribe button and click that bell to make sure that you get notified when I drop a new video. And if you really want to support this project and see more important information that New Mexico and other people need about what's going on in our politics that is never talked about, please support my Patreon page. All the links are down below.